Salute to all the real ones out there. It's your boy Mike coming at you again with another video. And if you like the content that I've been uploading, you see how my channel is like heading in a certain direction, and you down with it, you want to support, like, comment, subscribe, share the videos to anybody you think may benefit from them. I'm trying to build like a little community over here. This is also therapeutic for me because I get to put out a whole bunch of ideas that I've always had. I always wrote a lot since I've been a kid, and it makes me feel good to know that I might be able to help someone out there with the things that I have to say. So with that being said, let's go ahead and jump into today's topic. So I'm going to talk about the crucial family analysis, the importance of fathers. All right. Now the thing is, we all grew up how we grew up. You don't get to choose your family, you don't get to choose your circumstances. But what I will say is that, like, this is no knock on like women who are single parents or anything like that, but I'm just trying to harp on something that I truly feel affects many people around the world, and like it needs to be talked about. So I'm gonna go ahead and jump right into it. All right. Mothers are often praised and highly revered, which is understandable since all of us were birthed from a woman. Many songs are made in tribute to mothers, and a small list includes like Tupac, the Dear Mama song, or Boys to Men, a song for our mama. Even Jay-Z made a song called December 4th where he gave a shout out to his mom. You have Mother from Ashanti. You even have Dance from Nas, and there's countless others. If I go back to the old school tracks, I just kind of kept it in this generation, like my age group. Even many speeches have been dedicated to mothers, and it is a given that people have a natural bond and closeness with their mom. Of course. Even in nature, that can be seen everywhere. However, in a society that is very femme-centric, I have made this video to highlight some key aspects of masculinity and to elaborate on the significant role that fathers play in the healthy development of children. Now, let's go ahead and get a disclaimer out there, okay? If you grew up, let's say, with a single mom and you turned out okay, and your dad was a toxic ass individual, then you might have been better off not even being around this dude. I'm not trying to say like every dude just has a halo around his head, and some fathers are just really pieces of shit. Let's go ahead and get that out the way. I'm not no fool. I wasn't born yesterday. I'm aware some dudes really, are deadbeats, don't take care of their kids, this and that. But I'm talking about the dudes who are a good influence on their child and just don't happen to be in the picture for whatever reason. Facts are, if you have the choice to have a good man that is your father in your life, it's ideal to have both parents, to get good from the feminine and also get to benefit from the masculine aspect. So we're going to talk about the masculinity right now. So what are some core things that come from masculinity? Well, one will be courage. The ability to, kind of fight and go for what you want and stand in the face of adversity with a strong platform and with your feet firmly planted on the ground. That's one of the key things that a man needs to know, because as a man, especially a young black man, if you're talking about America, you're facing so many different levels of war: psychological, mental, physical, emotional, institutional. It's like, damn, like you walk into a bank, you might have a whole bunch of money loaded up. You might have been investing and taking care of your business for the last 20 years, but let you walk into a new bank where they ain't never seen you before. Guarantee they're looking at you and maybe looking to treat you a certain way just because of the color of your skin, even though you might have more money than everybody in the bank. See, you're facing stuff like this, right? But with courage implemented from a young age, you will have like a shield to trudge through life and be prepared to face shit like that. Leadership. Leadership is very important, especially from your father. If you have a strong alpha father, and he's the one who's going to be able to lead you. He's going to teach you the principles and the tools that you need to succeed in life. Rationality. Like, as kids, the thing is, especially young boys, there's definitely a war on young boys in this today's world. The first thing they want to do is give you medication if you're just a normal boy who has, let's say, bees in your ass, and you don't want to just sit in a classroom probably taught by a woman. Like, the class instruction is led by a woman. You don't have no male influences that are able to channel all this, let's say, raw masculine energy that's developing within you via testosterone. And since everything's demonized, as toxic masculinity, they're structuring all the schools to basically benefit young girls. So you're crippling the young boys before they even have a chance to develop as men. But if you have a strong male in your house, you can combat some of the bullshit that feminism has introduced into this culture. Rationality basically being that you have a understanding that you have emotions as a boy, but it's more important for you to be rational and to have always control of your emotions. You know, women are the only one that can get a pass on that. Women and girls and children, they can act, however the fuck they want, and it can all be justified by blaming someone else or playing the victim. But as a young boy, it's good to go ahead and get that out of your system, implementing rationality, because when you grow up, no one's gonna have mercy for your excuses, all right? Accountability, being able to take the blame, take fault, take criticism. I messed that up, you know what I'm saying? That's important for you to be able to do as a young man. Like I said, as a little kid, a little girl and all of that, a woman, shit, you could be a full grown ass woman and still just throw the blame on everybody else. Ain't nobody gonna really be on your case. But as a man, you're just looked at as weak. So that's something that the masculine principles will force you to kind of like accept and hone. Responsibility kind of goes right along with accountability. Like, I know when I have a son, it's going to be very important for him to have responsibility from a young age, because I'm already trying to get him trained up. I'm probably going to be a strict parent. I already know it, but it'll all be out of love. It'll all just be so that when I'm long gone, my kid is equipped to handle all the bullshit that's going to come his way. And he's going to be very aware. I'm going to be sitting down with him reading important books that I caught later on in life. I'm going to have my son reading that book, and every time he finishes a chapter, me and him gonna summarize the chapter and talk about it. You know what I'm saying? Independence. I broke out when I was 18 and lived on my own. And I gotta say, that changed my life for the better in so many different ways. And as a young man, I figured that out on my own, thanks to the influences that I did manage to have, and thanks to the fact that I'm very observant, and I liked seeing people who were able to take care of themselves and didn't always need a handout from the world or from friends or family. And then discipline. Like I said in one of my other videos, though, the code of conduct for men, if you don't have discipline, nothing will get fucking done. Nothing. So, like, I recommend any young male, if you didn't grow up with a father, or you don't know all this stuff that I'm talking about here, join the military, man. Do something like that. Even if you do 3 years, you're gonna learn a trade. You're definitely gonna get your ass kicked with some discipline. I mean, today's military is probably soft as hell now. Even that's one of the reasons why I got out, is because I saw so many things from feminism coming down the pipeline. That's gonna be another video, but you guys get my drift. And last but not least, strength. Highly important as a young male. You gotta be physically strong, mentally strong, emotionally strong, because it's gonna be a whole society that's leaning on you with expectations. And if you ever get into a relationship with a woman, then you're supposed to be the stronger one. You know what I mean? This is nature shit. I'm not making this up. I'm just highlighting the most effective things that I want to implement. So let's go ahead and break these stuff down by definition so we can make it more clear. Courage, and this is all via Merriam-Webster dictionary. Y'all can look it up yourself. Now, courage, mental or moral strength to venture, persevere, and withstand danger, fear, or difficulty. Leadership, that's the capacity to lead others. Rationality, that's the quality or state of being agreeable or open to reason. Accountability, an obligation or willingness to accept responsibility or to account for one's actions. Responsibility, the ability to answer for one's conduct and obligations. Independence, this is the state of non-reliance or non-affiliation with a larger controlling unit or on something else or someone else. Another way to explain it is being unbound by and free of the reliance on others for support, care, or livelihood. Discipline, self-control, orderly conduct, training that corrects, molds, or perfects the mental faculties or moral character. Then you have strength. This is the quality of being strong and having the capacity for exertion and endurance. All right. So that's 8 different definitions that I find to be like core foundation of masculinity. And these are some of the nouns that every man should strive to have, or some of the attributes that every man should strive to have. Though we live in a world that is technologically advanced, it is still necessary for men to be able to protect himself, provide, as well as to secure whatever it is that he needs in order to live a life of abundance. Fathers teach us how the world works. They are the ones who break down the rules and explain to us what tools and skills we may need in order to conquer life and become independent. A healthy, positive masculine influence is very beneficial for a child to be in the presence of, or in order to cultivate inborn talents, face fears, develop strength, to persevere through challenges, and so much more. So here's another list of the things that fathers teach, all right? Now, something as simple as like tying a tie, you know? Teaching you honor. You know, like I got some of this stuff from my grandfather, you know, and I got him even tatted on my arm right here, you know what I'm saying? It's kind of you can't even really see, but that's my grandfather right there, you know. And we have a picture where we're somewhat similar in our time in service. We were both airborne in this. In his picture, it was him going to the Korean War. In my picture, it was me going on my second deployment. We were both specialists in the picture. I had my maroon beret. He had on his he had a different type of hat back then. But it was like a parallel in the generations. And I was like the first one who really like made it in the military after him. And it made me feel very, very proud because my grandfather dropped a lot of knowledge on me back in the day. And he taught me about like honor. For example, you know, shaking someone's hand and looking firm and looking them in the eye and standing up straight and carrying yourself a certain way. Like he implemented so much stuff, you know, holding true to what you promise, or trying to at least, always giving your best. You know, keeping it real with people, and just overall being a strong male. Those are things that I definitely picked up from my grandfather, whether it be from speech or just observing him in action. Willpower, you gotta have it, you know. Ties along with discipline. You know, sometimes like dude, for example, I had a migraine yesterday, right? And it was kind of like slowly tapering off as I was working yesterday. I woke up this morning. Like I came home late, you know, after my shift, slept, woke up, kind of felt kind of groggy, you know, didn't really feel like hitting the gym, but my willpower was the thing that kicked me in the ass and made me get up there and still do my reps. And I even did more than I normally would have did, just out of the fact that I motivated myself to get up there. So you gotta have willpower. It's like a muscle that the more you use, the stronger it'll get. Entrepreneurial spirit, have the ability to take a risk and go for whatever business idea you have. The worst thing that will happen is that you will fail, but that's also a blessing in disguise because you'll learn from your failure, and if you decide to continue pushing, it'll only make you smarter for your next launch or your next venture. Physical fitness, no excuses, no fucking excuses, especially when you think about today, man. All these obese ass motherfuckers, like I look at dudes who are younger than me by like 10 years. I'm 35. I look at them, they 25, but they whole body is soft like a donut, like bread. Come on, man. Tighten up. Like you ain't gotta be no Arnold Schwarzenegger, but be strong. Work out. Firm handshake, mentioned already. Tips on women, yo. That's what's cool about now that I'm cool with my dad, because me and him can go back and forth trading, you know, kind of like things about women that, you know, he learned, or, you know, seeing that me and him think the same on certain aspects. So that's what's up. Proper conduct. The importance of hard work. You won't get anywhere without no hard work. I know they always say work smarter, not harder, but at the end of the day, hard work is just basically putting your fucking all your emotions to the side and just grinding for what you want, man. You don't do that, you never will achieve anything worthwhile. I'm telling you right now. Shaving. I had to learn that on my own. Shooting. I had to learn that in the military, you know, but that's definitely going to be something I teach my son. How to build. Working with tools, you know. There's no better feeling of, you know, getting your hands dirty, grabbing some tools, and building something, putting something together, taking something apart. Like, that's manly stuff, man. And honestly, it's a good way to spend your time. Sports and athletics. You know, I've never been like the super crazy athlete, but I definitely have athletic abilities. And had I been, let's say, with a a masculine guy who took me under his wing and was showing me all that stuff as a young kid, there's no doubt in my mind I could have maybe played college ball or, just took it to a different level, even in high school. I was kind of like just doing my thing. I was watching And1 mixtapes. I didn't have no like guidance, so that's another thing that a father could teach you. How to swim, fish, or take care of your car. Fathers also, good fathers anyway, will teach you to live your life without making so many damn excuses. He'll also teach you how to deal with self-defense. If you can't defend yourself as a man, I'm trying to tell you, like, it's going to be real hard for you to not only navigate through life, but what woman will really feel safe by your side if you can't even defend your fucking self? And you don't have to be no Muay Thai kickboxing master, but know some basic self-defense. And if not, sign up for a class. I know how to box a little bit. I'm no pro, but hey, I got hands. Like, you can try me if you want. Get your ass scraped. And even if not, I've been hit in the face before. I know what it feel like. I'm no bitch. I'll stand up for what I feel, and I have no problem squaring off. And that's the mentality you gotta have as a man. Even though today's world is like real pussyfied and ain't nobody really trying to throw hands, they'll more act like women and yell and scream, doing all that posing shit. But at the end of the day, you better know how to fight. And if you get into a fight, let my son get into a fight and just get his ass whooped. I'm gonna take him right back down there, and he gonna fight in front of me, and I'm gonna see what is he lacking. Also, in dealing with competition, this whole world is set up on competition, yo. The best man gets the woman. The best man gets the job. The best man gets the money. The best man gets the better opportunity. Be alpha, and a good father can help you cultivate those things. So, I think that wraps up my video. I hope y'all took some positive things from it. Fathers are very important. And if you got a chance to reach out to your father and establish a bond, go ahead and do that, man. So, like, comment, subscribe. I'll holler back at y'all.